NCW. I have a perfect position to hit that spot again.
Oh boy.
Well, good luck. Have fun.
Don't die.
Why did I get put at the back? Oh.
Okay, here we go for the final race of the season. Again, we've qualified 6th. Now you'll actually be able to hear me because I unmuted my mic.
We qualified too.
Twat! That's a shame because the last race was so good. But here we go. Last race of the season. Touring cars. Hopefully, another good one. Everyone will very wide through there, it seems. No contact though. Generally well behaved. There we go. There's misbehavior. I just jinxed myself, didn't I? Fucking curb came to bite me. Hope Squid got away with that. Hope he did. In reality, I don't think he did. I don't think half the field behind us got away with this. Now we've... Nah, Squid didn't get away with it. It's just ahead of us now. Shit! We're having such a good race with him last time. Then... When the punch. They just punched him out of it. You know, the exact opposite to what he did to me last race. With that excellent send on me last race. And then I do that to him. Now, that seems a bit... There is no God. Not in the racing world anyway. Really, there are racing gods, they're just fucking evil. Yeah, so that sucks. So much for promise of this race. It's a shame now that you can actually hear me. No, I don't know if that adds or detracts from the entertainment. Oh well. I have to think of something for the other 3 races. Real shame it took me till now to actually realise I'd muted myself on OBS, which is an incredibly stupid thing to do. You know, especially given the weekend we actually have good racing. And then for now, we go and we throw it all away on the first lap with a boneheaded move that wasn't... I wouldn't even grace it with the move, it was just idiocy. You know, I wouldn't call it a move, it was just stupidity. Pure stupidity. He's now going to get our way back through the mini field, which is much harder in the modern cars than the vintage. This really is kind of unlike me this weekend. I don't usually get involved in the first lap incidents. And, I mean, that one I definitely caused. One of Rodolanta was one of those deals, but also mostly my fault as well. So, yeah, it's not been a great weekend for me on first laps. And, yeah, this is, at least with the Rodolanta race, it threw away what was going to be a crap race anyway. This has thrown away what potentially could have been quite a fun race. This is a real shame. A real shame. As well as then, you know, taking out several other Fiats who, you know, should have been up near the front doing good things. So, yeah. Kind of a downer to the end of the season, that move, especially given, you know, the 2 races beforehand were excellent. The Fiat race at Road Atlanta with that battle of powers, yes, it was a bit messy, but I don't think we've, you know, we really ever have clean battles, but they're always damn fun. You know, really fun. Yeah, and in true touring car style, you know, with a bit of bumping and banging, but all civilized, not like I did here, which yeah, that's just idiocy. And then the last race we had here in the Alpha, which was, yes, ultimately, from our point of view, we were very much the tortoise getting chased by the hares. However that analogy works. The point was we weren't really on the attack in that one. We were sort of hanging on, see if we can hang on, and did so quite well. And generally, the drive I'm proudest of this season. You know, not embarrassing pace for once. Yes, helped by the fact that the guys we were racing with were not near their peak or pace that they should have. But you know, we didn't embarrass ourselves for once, and that was great. And then immediately follow up with absolute stupidity. Especially given the fine race that Squid gave us last time. Oh well. At least it looks like we'll be able to finish the season as we started, though, in 8th place, because yeah, should be able to get past Jump here. Mini, a driver that otherwise would be in our class if he wasn't a temporary substitute. I wasn't surprised he took a temporary substitute considering we did the 12 hours. Suzuka yesterday in iRacing, I don't know what possessed him. He decided he needed more sim racing this weekend. Obviously, for us who are doing this anyway, we committed, we gotta do what I set out to do, and definitely proved to be a worthwhile endeavour. But yeah, good on him for doing it. Oh, I thought I saw Paris a little bit ago. I don't know what happened to him. He wasn't the car in front of us for a while. He must have had enough. Hopefully not contact induced. I have exclusive rights on Idiocy in this race. I wonder if he's rattled a bit. Maybe able to catch up to him. Did qualify ahead of him, I think. Maybe. Yeah, we did. He also ran full fuel in his qualifying runs. I don't know how much that affected his pace. Probably much closer than the qualifying times will show us. He's probably just had an off there as well. That brings him back to us. Maybe we'll get a race for the second half of this one. Too keen there, too keen doing that run. So there's probably a coming together there. Give us a freebie. Not how I wanted though. Come on, this race has already gone poorly enough for me. I want to actually have a race out of it. I make me feel bad for all of this. Let's not overcook it this time. Get it about as right as we can get it. Yeah, we're just sort of holding station here with powers. I don't know if I have much pace to gain. I don't think I'm getting any faster. Not when I do anything with that. I wasn't the right line through there at all. I don't know if we're going to be able to give anything to him unless he has another mistake. Which would surprise me if he did, to be fair. And he's got clear track behind him. I'm not fresh back here. So there's nothing that should be pressurizing him into an error. As usual, that is our only way of getting past people. We ain't doing it on pace. Should I shift to the fifth there? This nearly becomes quite a different track in this car. With all the grip you get back in it. You know, it sort of takes a lot of the corners out of it just by having all the grip that you have in a modern car compared to the historics we were racing in last race. You know, some corners just become mere kinks. And again, you get like I was saying in the Road Atlantic race, but you never heard. When you make the switch between the Alpha and this, it just feels so much more intense in the Fiat because you're driving so much faster. Even though you're working driver-wise a lot harder in the Alpha because it requires so much correction, and you know, you have to really drag that car around to do what you wanted to do, whereas this car is a lot more conventional and straightforward. And you tell it what you wanted to do and it does it. It's not like the Alpha where you need to communicate in runes to it. Yeah, so when you have to switch over, you know, it is quite noticeable the difference in speed between the two cars. You know, the Alpha is nearly like racing in slow motion in comparison. Even when you're battling side by side with people, it's, you know, it's like it's moving in slow motion. The way you're acting, you go into the corner, you wait for the car to settle, you go through the corner, you wait for the car to settle, you exit the corner. 50 meters down the straight, you'll actually be able to put the power down again. You know, whereas this, you go, want to turn, you turn. Want to exit, you exit, and you just get on with life. Which makes it the racing a lot just faster paced when you're wheel to wheel with people then. For the brief amount of time that I can speak of that, which is, you know, but there's a far more experience with that in this car. I haven't had a lot of it, as we saw at the beginning of this race. Why? Hopefully he doesn't jump in front of us. That'll do. Didn't really need to drive himself off the track there, but I understand why they're doing it, but I know they've gotten better through the season, but just actually staying on the track when other cars come through. Yeah, I understand in that case he was already off the track, and I can understand exactly what he did there. He rejoined, saw I was still behind him, and drove himself off, or he just didn't even have control. I don't know. But yeah. in general, they've gotten better with actually staying on the track and staying on the lines. Like, none of us in the fast class, shall we say, are dicks. None of us live with the expectation of other class cars getting out of our ways. I don't think some of the guys have fully understood that. No, we don't expect you to jump out of the way. You're fine, and that, you know, it's a good thing that they care enough. You know, that's wonderful. It's great that they have that self-awareness and lack of selfishness. You actually care about everyone else's races, which is really a good thing with this group, and that I quite like. You know, everyone is respected. You don't have people being selfish dicks that you see so much in sim racing, and of course real racing. Oh, there's a lot of selfish bastards in real racing. Oh God. And I'm not speaking ill of anything that I've done in real racing, because it's just that if anything the real racing I've done has been the better side of it. I've seen the better side, which kind of scares me with other paddocks, because like, oh wow, I wouldn't like to see much worse than this. I wouldn't like to deal with much worse than this. You know, not that my experience is bad, absolutely not, but you know, after that you don't want to settle for less. Don't put you off the whole thing. Yeah. No, it is. Yeah, it's a good group, quite respectful. And Jenny, quite good racing then. And I would like to hope that after this we sort of thrown off a bit of our reputation for mess. You know, for messy racing. I say that after taking out about 4 cars on lap 1, but in all seriousness, a few seasons ago, with our group, that would be seen as a clean first lap. Despite that, that would be clean. And now that's a mess. Oh my God, what was that? You know, right for me. You know, we generally have gotten better at racing somewhat, even if some of us are not faster. I'm definitely not faster. But as far as racing, I think as a group we've come along, and obviously the guys at the front have just pulled away leaps and bounds and just gone with it and run with it. And they are night and day from what they were when I originally met them, which has left me even further behind than I was at the time. That's life. It's all good fun. So I did see cars make that mistake and give us a little bit of space, a little bit of gap back, but nah, we ain't making time. We ain't making this back. This is just a leisurely drive I've inflicted on the back half of the field, because there was a few of us who were close in qualifying. Given the going form, likely we could have had quite a good race, and instead I've rewarded us all with a hot lap session to end the season. Yay. Overall though, it's been quite a good season. You know, our results have been wonderfully mediocre as always. I feel overall it's been quite a bit of fun. And even if I did question the 4 race format in a day, I don't think it's all that bad. Maybe having 2 cars is a bit much for that, but I think actually overall, in the end, the 4 race 2 track format worked rather well. Yeah. Maybe the cars maybe a bit questionable on that front, because there was times when it was like it was a lot to take in and adapt. And maybe if that's what they aim is, and maybe more made of that, of, you know, you don't have to practice for 600 million hours to be, you to enjoy sim racing. But they're, just get more or less arrive and drive can be fun still. Some of them. One of the best nights I've had in sim racing was just pure arrive, drive, just pick a track out of our arse, throw some cars around it with 4 or 5 guys, and actually have racing. I'm not just talking about races could actually break out in that situation, and they'd be fun. They'd be more or less standard that we've seen here. So maybe if that's the goal, there could be something to it. Because maybe a crazy thing for people who get really into sim racing and can't imagine doing a race without doing 900 laps around the track. When they go to real life, I mean, if you start in grassroots racing, if you get more than like 10 minutes of a practice qualifying, it's like, ooh, that's a decent session. Yeah, got some good track time there. You show up at the track, you get your 10 minutes practice qualifying, and then you're sent out for a race, and like, good luck, have fun. Figure it out, boys. Which is definitely something that's missing a lot of sim racing with unlimited track time, essentially. Track time only limited by the amount of hours in the day. And there's absolutely nothing you can do about that, but maybe a format like this helps that. Because you essentially have 4 different races that you have to practice for. So maybe you can't do it. Also, I do see Paris back there, and I'm probably going to watch this. I wonder how the hell am I talking about something as abstract that I'm talking about while he's just, behind me there. Maybe I should pay attention. Maybe the reason I'm being able to someone keep me behind is because I'm somewhat distracted. That sometimes happens to me as well. I can just, by going off the topic and sort of semi-distracting me, work incredibly efficient. At least it works for piano. I have noticed that it does work at times with sim racing. Or just minor distraction means you're able to actually do your primary task better. Isn't that like something with ADHD or whatever acronym is used nowadays for that sort of stuff? And he's going around the outside. Yep, the outside line didn't work from there. I think we're better through that corner. Anyway, at least from what I've seen in practice sessions. But we go deep there, very, very deep. Why didn't send that in there? Oh damn! Oh no! I thought you got a much better run than we did.
Why am I so cursed?
That's a fitting end there. Yeah, so a race kind of broke out there. Nice little battle there, even if I sort of didn't even realize it was happening. But we finished 6th again. That's all right. This is a good track.
It doesn't spun.
It is a good track, and there ends the season of Conelanders the third. Technically the 6th official season, but maybe not if you count it another way. No one's really sure what number season this is. But what happened in the mirror
I had a much
is
better
the
race,
finest way of
actually.
ending it. So I don't know when we'll be back for this stuff, but I hope it's not in 3 years. So here's something that I don't think I've ever done after a season, is to do a livery review, because when you're watching these videos, from my point of view, all you ever see is the view of the windscreen. You don't actually ever get to see the actual livery that I made. You only get to see it in thumbnails, and it's probably very confusing because most of the time my liveries are very confusing, as is tradition. But this one, I don't know, I just felt I had to actually talk a little bit about it at the end, considering it's probably the only livery I've done that's been accepted as being of having any merit at all to it. For once, I actually did something that was vaguely amusing for it, and the concept was to turn my car into a bingo card that updated after every week. This probably would have made more sense from a video point of view if I actually showed it off the changes every week, but trust me, it did change, and I did. If you pay very close attention to the thumbnails, you can see that, and also if you're racing, you may have noticed the difference if you played along and updated your skin as well. Like all these things, it looks like a complete hot garbage mess as usual, and that, betrays the fact that it took about 6 hours to make. Because it actually takes effort to make a bad looking livery. I've seen some bad joke liveries over the years where more or less they just take a solid image, put it over the template, and you're done in 5 seconds. And yeah, you get most of the amusement out of the way, you get most of the joke that way. That isn't good enough for me. No, if you're gonna make a joke livery, you gotta put effort into it to make sure it actually works. And this one does. While it looks like a complete random hodgepodge of bingo cards on the front, they are all past bingo cards that we've done while watching races. You'll even notice that the Bathurst one is upside down, and the fuck ABC 500, which was the last Indy 500 ABC broadcast, is done so that you can clearly see fuck ABC on the front. There's details into these little things. Even on the side, I got the title for that 12 hours where I called IMSA by their 1980s nickname. It runs perfectly along the sill. The grids were nearly a nightmare to do, but thankfully were not that bad actually. This car, if I tried to do this on the Alpha, nah, screw that, fuck that shit, it wasn't going to happen. But yeah, no, I spent ages getting the grids right, and then thinking up things to put in them, because it does take a little bit of effort to put things into them. So yeah, you can see obviously we did get a decent amount of squares. Some we didn't get. I'm actually thankful we didn't get the ones we didn't get, because they're some of the worst ones. That if we got them, it's a good sign of a good season that we didn't actually get those. So yes, the bingo suffers, but overall the enjoyment is good. And also some of them I didn't are like livery specific, such as the rear number on the piss and the ones mocking the template itself, like on the rear panels, like rear quarter panels where it's just a mess of a template. I just, rather than put something on those, I just put things taking the piss out of the template. So they don't really count. Essentially, they're free squares if you want to use bingo rules, which are always made up, and therefore I never defined what would actually count as a bingo on the bingo card, because it's obviously not a square or a card. So short of getting a blackout, how do you declare a win on this? How do you say you got a line or something? I don't know. I think the fact that we had a good season of racing, we'll take that as the victory, because as always, we make up the rules as we go along. So if I say we got a bingo, we got a bingo. And I say we got a bingo. So there we go. So yeah, that was a bingo car. I don't know why I felt the need that I had to explain it any more than it was. I'm unreasonably proud of it. It's my second best joke skin I ever did. The best one is still the GT4 skin I did of the different metro maps. That I think actually has potential to be a genuine livery, not the way I did it, but that could genuinely be a livery. But this one, yes, no, this was good. I like this.